What is up, everyone? We are here with some Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and today we're going to be looking at should you pull on the first crossover banner featuring Zack and Cloud from the Monster Hunter crossover event. So, I've got some mixed feelings on this. First off, let me just go ahead and say that these weapons are good. These armors are good. That's not my problem. So I'll kind of get into all that here in just a second. Again, though, if you are a huge Zack fan or a huge Cloud fan and you have to have all their stuff, pull it. Go ahead and pull for it. If you're not somebody who really cares about the meta and you care about that specific character, go for it. So, that being out of the way, let's talk about this. Let's look at these first. So let's start with Clouds. Let's hide the UI here and just take a look at this. So first off, the sword looks cool as hell. The armor from the sides and the back looks cool as hell. I have a problem with the front. And here's what it is. Why does it look like Cloud is wearing a bra? It looks like he got caught trying on someone's bra. I mean, it stands out way too much. Like if maybe if this chest pauldron came, or if this chest piece came down further. But right now it looks like he's wearing a bra. Now the rest of got little materia slots here, by the way. The rest of this outfit, though, like I said, the rest of this looks cool as hell. So let's look at the stats here. Alright, at level 120, just 5-star, base 5-star, this thing says 530% physical non-elemental damage to a single enemy, PDEF is increased mid to mid, and as long as your HP is above 50%, your P attack is increased by mid to mid. Boost HP by 40, so this thing alone, if you're main-handing it, is going to give you 60% more HP. If you're off-handing it, it's going to get you, to that 30%. It's going to give you a boost physical ability potency of plus 12, so just to the level 2 if you're main-handing, and even if you're off-handing it, it would also get you there too. Support material-wise, P attack 20%, fire attack 30%, and circle sigil. Overall, it's a solid weapon. Here is my issue with it. While it's a good weapon on its own in base form, I don't feel like it's that good. It's not till you really get it to here, to that 6-star, that it's going to start shining. So you're going to have to sink a lot into getting this. 740%, PDEF goes mid to mid, or stays mid to mid, P attack finally goes high to high. HP plus 54, you're 1 point away from that 80% break point, or again, if you're offhanding at 27, is going to get you to 45%. Physical ability potency 27. Again, main handing gets you to the level 4. Offhanding is going to only put you still at level 2. Now, if you do completely max this thing out, HP goes up to 62, so again, 80%. Just shy of that 90%. Physical ability potency 39 gets you to that 60%. Again, this is all if you're main handing it, but you're probably not going to main hand this thing, I would think. This is going to be an offhand weapon, so keeping that in mind, 60% HP, and then, so what, 39, so 18? 19? I can math. It's going to get you that 30%. 850% damage, though. This stays mid to mid. These don't change here. This stays high to high. This stays mid to mid. In my opinion, there's no reason to go past this. I mean, yeah, the duration goes up. The amount of damage goes up. If you're going to go for this, I would not go beyond 5-star, but beyond the 6 OB6. Again, it's a good weapon. I'm not trying to not say that, and it looks cool as hell. The whole stats look great too, but I wouldn't go above OB6 if you're going to go for this weapon. Unless you just have to complete it. Because keep in mind, after this event, for any weapon that's being released during this, so any of the Monster Hunt collaboration, if you're new, these are exclusive weapons. You will not be able to add these to wish lists. You will not be able to get these in the weapon daily missions where you can get the weapon parts. You have to use character-specific parts to upgrade these after this. Meaning, after this event is over and after you upgrade it that one time with whatever parts you have left, you're going to need 200 character-specific parts every single time to upgrade this. It wouldn't be bad to have, honestly, here. Just to have as an offhand thing. Again, gives them a quick little boost. You have this, like I said, you have it as offhand. Gives you a plus 20 to HP, which is going to give you that 30% breakpoint. 6 to the physical ability potency, so yeah, you're only getting here. This would then be like the Zidane sword, in the sense of giving you that physical ability potency. For those of you who missed out the Final Fantasy IX collaboration, but this does more. When we look at the armor, like I said, aside from the looks, I talked about how I feel about the looks. So you get plus 10 to physical attack, physical ability mastery. So this is not potency. This is its own thing. This is like the Tifa's Guide outfit. This is just going to straight give you a plus 15%. So you're going to get that plus 15%, and then let's assume you got this at that 6, so right here. You're getting another 15%, so now you're at 30% physical ability potency. And then the more you add, that's going to keep adding to that 15%. So, armor's not bad. Like I said, it kind of looks a little goofy in my opinion. But the stats aren't bad. Okay, we look at Zax. Zax, I don't know how I feel about it. To me, what he really looks like, minus the sword, this whole kind of get up here, yes, I know it comes from Monster Hunter, but if you've ever seen Hook starring Robin Williams, he looks like Rufio. In that the final battle, he looks like Rufio. That's my first inclination to seeing this. You got the mismatched boots down here. You got the one that's all gold, the other one that's all blue. You got the spikes coming off this side, this off that pauldron, this one you don't. Even though this chest piece doesn't come down, or doesn't come down all the way like Cloud's does, I don't get the appearance that he's wearing a bra. I mean, it's because the pauldrons on each side come down further. But yeah, the first glance of this thing, I see Rufio from Hook. The sword, I don't know if I'd call it a sword. It looks more like a paddle. I'm not impressed. Completely. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't wow me. The Zinogre Blade, let's look at the stats of the weapons themselves. So we have another lightning weapon, another physical lightning weapon. This is one that could potentially replace the Murasame. Let's look at the stats. So 5-star, 520% physical lightning damage to a single enemy, and when your HP is 70% or more, you do 1.2 times the damage. So, keeping that in mind, for example, you take that 520 times 1.2, you're doing 624 damage. Damage to a single enemy if your HP is above 70%, which usually you're keeping yourself healed. Here's the trade-off. The stats are a little low here. Physical attack's only plus 20. Your main hand in this thing, you're only at plus 15%. Your lightning potency is only going to be at 15%. Physical attack, and cross sigil. This is great. Now, you upgrade this one, so you go to OB6. Again, the lightning gets a kind of a big jump, but the physical attack doesn't go up that much. But you now go up to 780. Right? So again, you do that 780 times the 1.2, you're doing 936% physical lightning damage. Which if I recall, completely outclasses this at its OB10, just in raw damage. But you can see here, by the time and even if you take out the 1.2, it's already overclassed this just at OB6. But you're getting plus 46% physical attack, or plus 46 points to physical attack and plus 39 to physical potency, whereas that was 27 and 27. So, this is already, main handing, plus 40% physical attack. This one is plus 55% lightning damage. So, does that make up for that loss in damage, the 750 compared to the 936? It kind of depends on how you're building the rest of your character. If you do manage to get this thing to OB10, 940. So 940 times that 1.2, 1128 physical lightning damage. But again, this stays low. Physical ability or physical attack's only at 31, so you're still here. And your lightning potency is now at 39, which puts you here at the 55%. Stats are good. It's just, it loses a lot here. I almost would have rathered them take away this 1.2 and have buffed these. That's my thought. It's a good weapon, don't get me wrong. But again, you're running into the same issue. You're going to, at minimum, if you want this to be stronger than, in theory, and stronger than Murasame, you got to get it to OB6. You have to get 6, well, technically 7 copies of this weapon if you want this to be a Murasame replacer. If you want Zack to be able to replace Cloud as a lightning physical damage, which he could, especially when we look at the outfit, because the outfit's good. But you got to sink a lot into this, or a lot of weapon parts. When I look at my weapon parts right now, when I look at my Zack weapon parts, yeah, I got 346. I could overboost this thing just one time right now. That's it. So for me to get that to OB6, I would have to get 5 copies of this, or 5 copies of this, and then use my one. We'll look at how they do the tickets here in a second, because that'll happen a little easier. And then the Zenogre Argument. This thing, stat-wise, great. So, well, not as good as it could be, but you get plus 10 here, so you're getting the 15% physical damage, which, yes, technically the Mastery does the same thing, but again, this is going to add into the other ones. The other one's just a straight bonus. And then it has, finally, the 11 Blade Arcanum. This is only our second Lightning Arcanum. Difference being Cloud's has 10 physical attack, and this has the 10 physical ability potency, which anymore with as high as the attack is on the Murasame, I would love if Cloud's had this. If Cloud's had this, oh my god, Cloud would be friggin' amazing. He already is. So, it's the downside with these weapons. They're good, but I don't feel like they're meta breaking. They're not doing what like the Zidane sword initially did when it first came out, where it was a brand new thing. We had never had anything like it before, and it was very much a FOMO type thing. This, I don't know. I'm not as compelled to pull on these. I'm not saying it's not to pull on it. I just don't feel like they're a power creep, as other crossover things had kind of been. That being said, let's look at how the stamps work out. So the first page, normal, right? Character, weapon, character armor. Second page, they're bringing back where you get 2 weapons on this one. Now, if I were to pull on this, I don't, as good as it is, I don't think I would go for Cloud stuff. I think I would set it up for Zac. And here's why I say that. A lot of people are starting to, looking at Cloud because there's more ways to boost Cloud, more ways to boost Cloud. Something I'm thinking about are these new towers, these new battle towers, where you're gonna need each person to kind of have multiple ability uses and not just be a one-trick pony, right? We've already got a bunch of stuff for Cloud. Cloud can already do a whole bunch of crap. I would think to more go into Zac and then do the same thing here and make these all this. So get Cloud's armor, fine, go through 2 pages, get Cloud's armor, because again, the armor's good. The armor could definitely help him in other ways. It's not just useful with his sword only. But if I did this and I went 2 pages, I'm guaranteed 3 copies of Zac's weapon. I would have to hope I could naturally pull 2 others over the span of 2 pages. If you're really wanting Cloud, I would suggest doing the opposite. Again, Cloud's weapon, Cloud armor, Cloud weapon, Zac's armor. No point going on to the 3rd page or the X page. Go the 2 pages if you're going to do this. Now, how much are you going to need to do that? Well, worst case scenario, I mean, you need 36 per page, so you would need 72. Worst case scenario, 72,000 crystals to get all the way here. So, we're in theory going to have probably 2 more banners. Nothing, even with, by the way, having 10 free draw tickets, so if you want to get technical, I'm sitting at 5,700. I don't feel compelled to pull on this right this second. I want to see what the next banner looks like. And again, is this going to be the one that has Kate Sith? Is this going to be the one that has Tifa? Is this going to be the one that has Aerith? I don't know. I feel like either Tifa or Aerith are going to be alone, and Kate Sith's going to be paired with the other one. Unless there's other people we just don't know about. But I don't feel compelled to pull on this right now. Because I'm also trying to think ahead. Obviously there's always better things coming. If you always think about what's going to come ahead, you'll never pull. But first anniversary is coming up, and anniversaries are always huge. So I don't know how much I would need to say for that. Plus we have Vincent coming out. Vincent's going to have a huge banner guaranteed. So I don't know. I'm conflicted. I really am. So I'm going to hold on. We're going to see what the second banner looks like. Assuming the second banner is not the single character banner. If the second banner is the single character banner, I'm going to wait till the 3rd banner. But if the second banner doesn't entice me more than this one, I might pull on this one. If the second banner entices me more, I'll probably pull on it. And assuming the stamps are laid out the same way, it might be that thing I'm talking about where I basically make all this one character to get that to as close to that OB6 as possible. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with things. So should you pull on this banner? If you're new, it's going to be a lot more enticing. If you've been around for a bit, I don't see the need to drop right away on this banner. Those of you who don't have that lightning outfit for Cloud, this is a great banner to get a lightning outfit and have a weapon that goes with it. But it's, for those of you who have it, I would say hold off for right now. That's my thoughts. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you feel like this is a good banner? Do you feel like this is a trap banner? Do you feel like it's a no-brainer? Is this one to kind of hold off on and kind of wait and see what happens next? Let me know your thoughts down below. We're going to call that here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.